All right, welcome back everybody to Operation Tirpitz. This is turn 5, which means it is July of 38. This is the Japanese turn. As always, did my tech on the Dice Maiden in the Discord server. Rolled for both improved factories and large ship construction, and this time we got hits on both. So very pleased with that. When it comes to buys, Japan is going to be buying a few different things. So 2 Marines as always. Bring this down to 28. Japan is also going to be buying quite a few militia, interestingly enough. Let's see, 1, 2, 4 militia, which will be another 8. Japan's going to be buying a cavalry for 3. Japan is going to be buying 4 infantry for 12. And the final 5 is going to be spent advancing the carrier a stage on the build chart. So for the rest of the Japanese turn, there's actually no Japanese combat moves this turn. Surprising, but just kind of how the board fell. So for our non-combat moves, the 2 infantry in Rihi are moving into Sion. The cavalry and the motor infantry in Hopei are moving into Sion. The infantry in Shantung is moving into Hopei. The 2 infantry in Yunnan are moving down into Kwangtung. The transport that is an import in Kyushu is picking up a infantry and a artillery, and it is moving down, going into port in Kwangtung, and the units are offloading into Kwangtung. The destroyer in P-16 is picking up the Marine from Tokyo and is coming down into Kwangtung and is going in port there, and the Marine is offloading into Kwangtung. One of the transports that was in port in Kwangtung is coming out of port to P-32, picking up the infantry from Formosa, moving over into P-15, picking up the infantry in Kyushu, and then it is moving over into P-14 and dropping both of those infantry off into Beiping. The carriers are coming out of port from Shantung. The main carrier is moving down and going in port into Kwangtung, and the light carrier is doing that as well. Let's see, let's make that look better. There we go. A fighter and a attack bomber from Shantung, excuse me, is moving into Kwangtung. The rest of the planes are flying up and landing in Beiping. Those ships are staying there. The Marine in Kyushu is hopping on this destroyer. It's coming down. The destroyer is going into port in Kwangtung, and the Marine is offloading into Kwangtung. All of the ships that are still in port in Kwangtung are staying in port in Kwangtung. Actually, no. 2 of the transports that were started this turn in port there are coming out of port from Kwangtung and are moving in port in Kyushu. major port. The coastal sub in P42 is coming through here and going into P50. The rest of the subs that are in P50 are all staying. That guy's staying over in I4. I think that has all of the non-combat moves covered. Oh, nope. There was one infantry that was originally here in Kwangtung, and it is railing up all the way into Suyeon. So I think that is actually the end of the non-combat moves, as Japan. Siam is making a non-combat move, and the destroyer that Siam has in P50 is coming up and moving into P15. So I think that's got all the non-combat moves. So we will go ahead and place the Japanese buys. Alright. One Marine is in Tokyo, which actually does remind me of a non-combat move I want to make. So two of these destroyers came from P15 and P16. One of these destroyers was already in port here, and so it is coming out of port and is moving over into P16. Okay, with that corrected, cavalry is being built in Rihi. The other Marine, and all 4 infantry are being built in Kyushu. One militia is being built in Sion. One militia is being built in Hopei. One militia is being built in Hunan. And one militia is being built in Kwangtung. And I think that has got everything settled. So we will do Siam's recruitment roll. And it missed, as expected. And with that being done, don't think I'm forgetting anything. So we will send it off over to Seb for the Commonwealth and French turns.